So yesterday was the 21st of May and it was the last day of the non-league season, hence it was called non-league finals day. In this video I'm going to be rounding up the FA Vase and FA Trophy final and the run-up to the final, so what happened to each team in the competition so far this year. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So both of these teams were in the National League this season, so both entered at the first round proper. That meant that they both played in a total of 6 rounds, including the final. So Macclesfield started off with a draw against Altrincham, so that took it to a replay of which they won. Then they beat AFC Sudbury, they beat Forest Green Rovers. Then they drew with Dulwich Hamlet in the 4th round, took that to a replay which they won at home. Then they drew against Tranmere in the first leg of the semi-finals. Then in the second leg they went away to Tranmere and got the victory to take them to Wembley. As for York City, also entering in the first round proper, they started off with a victory over Worcester City. Then they beat Harlow Town, Nuneaton Town, Brackley Town and Lincoln City in the semi-finals over 2 legs. They won the first leg 2-1, then drew the second one 1-1 at Sincilbank. So overall that meant they were going to Wembley. So let's have a look at what happened in the final. So the match ended as a 3-2 victory for York City. John Parkin opened the scoring on the 8th minute before Reece Brown equalised in the 13th minute. Then Vadine Oliver got one in the 22nd minute, so a lively start to this match before Oliver Norburn got one on the stroke at half-time to take it into half-time at 2-2. Then right at the end of the match, Aidan Connolly came up with the victory, although this goal, it was completely stolen from John Parkin. Parkin, he did all the hard work, he got the shot in. It took a deflection, it was going into the back of the net, and literally right on the line, Connolly comes in and smashes it into the back of the net. He completely stole that goal, and I feel sorry for Parkin, but either way, York City won, and congratulations to them. It puts a nice spin on this season, after it was an absolutely horrendous season so far in the league anyway, as they obviously got relegated from the National League. It's an absolute parallel situation from last year. Halifax, they got to the FA Trophy final and eventually won the FA Trophy final as well. And the parallel is that both teams have done that while also getting relegated from the National League. They're two teams really that should not have been relegated from the National League, but their focus in many ways towards the end of the season, when it should have been on staying up, in many ways it was more focus on the Wembley final for the players at least, because they're thinking, I can play at Wembley here, and that's a once in a lifetime opportunity potentially. So that's where the FA Trophy can be a bit of a distraction. Now moving on to the FA Vase, and that includes teams from the 9th tier and below, so that is step 5 and below. Every single team in this competition is part-time or amateur, so that is what makes this competition brilliant. It's all people with full-time day jobs that have got the opportunity of getting to Wembley, which is an unbelievable thing. So the two teams in the final this year were Cleethorpes Town and South Shields. So Cleethorpes' run to the final started with a win in the second round against AFC Emley. Then they beat Bootle, Billingham Town, Atherton Collieries, Southall. Then in the semi-finals they played against Bromsgrove Sporting. The first leg ended 1-1 in Bromsgrove. Then the second leg, Cleethorpes won that 1-0, so that sent them to the final. As for South Shields, they entered the competition 2 rounds earlier as they played in the 10th tier this year, whereas Cleethorpes Town played in the 9th tier. So South Shields, they had extra work to do, but they did that with relative ease. They won in the second qualifying round against Esh, winning 4-0. Then they beat Runcorn Linnets, Marsk United, Staveley Miners Welfare. Then against Morpeth Town, last year's winners. That game was abandoned originally, so they had to rearrange the match, and that was a 4-0 victory for South Shields. Then they went to Team Solent and won 5-2. They then beat Newport Pagnell Town 6-1. Then moving into the semi-finals of the FA Vase, they beat Coleshill Town 2-1 in the first leg, and then 4-0 at home in the second leg. Interesting to note that match in the 4th round was a floodlight failure, and the game was abandoned after the 81st minute with Morpeth Town winning 4-2. So South Shields, they got a bit lucky there. As for the final itself, it ended with a 4-0 victory for South Shields. A goal in the 43rd minute from the penalty spot from Finnegan took South Shields into the lead at half-time. Then 3 goals in the last 10 minutes, 1 from Morsum, 2 from Foley, made it 4-0 for South Shields to ensure that they would win the game comfortably in the end. So congratulations to them. It's been an amazing season for them from the 10th tier. Unbelievable crowds that they've been having this season, consistently over 1,000, which for that level is unbelievable. And it took an awful lot of fans to Wembley as well. So congratulations to them on their achievement this season. So there you have it, that is it for my roundup of non-league finals day. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos from non-league starting again next season and some videos over the summer as well, then remember to click that subscribe button to stay up to date and click that like button if you enjoyed the video. But as always, thanks for watching.